What's going on, guys? So today we're going to wrap up our last big comp, which was GPC Showdown, held here actually at Valhalla Strength. Another brilliantly run comp by Scott and Tish Wasson, sorry. So we had a total of 8 lifters across the 2 days, across 3 comps in the weekend. 8 lifters, 3 comps, 2 days. Unreal results. So Saturday started off with Casey Pawson. She finished second in the under 67 kilo class, narrowly missing first by 7.5 kilos. She had a perfect day, went 9 from 9, 460 total, and a 55 kilo total PB. This was huge, especially for someone at her level with relatively young lifting age experience. And she has been powerlifting for now just over a year and a bit, and a gigantic jump in a total. Things that got us there was the fact that, one, we didn't do a weight cut. If you ever see Casey, ask her about her cut into Pro Raw 10 this year. She'll have a genuine laugh about it. But we didn't weight cut, we played to our strengths, and we just really worked in and around her weaknesses. Specifically, she has been dealing with a lot of hip issues this prep, which in the last four weeks, we were just hitting singles on most of the big lifts. It was, especially squats and deadlifts, was the only way around it. She couldn't handle much load for repetitions through those hips, so we just did what we could. Ended up totaling 460 with a breakdown of 175 squat, 100 kilo bench, and a 185 deadlift. So it was a phenomenal performance. Hopefully that catapults her into contention for Pro Raw 11, as well as qualifies her for Nationals next year. The Sunday morning, we had 3 lifters. We had Clay Smith in his first comp under their Epic banner, and as an under 90 kilo lifter. Now, this guy 10 days out actually unfortunately had gastro, so I did drop a bit of weight, but came to the platform in fighting form, luckily. The goal for Clay was to go into the comp confident and strong. Unfortunately, his comps have in his last 2 bouts haven't been the best, not going 3 from 3 in the squat. So our first goal was to go 3 from 3. We ended up going 3 from 3 with a 5 kilo squat PB, which was awesome to see, and he took that momentum on for the rest of the day. Bench 117.5. Went 225 on the second attempt deadlift, and then we were in a position where we could go a little bit more in our third deadlift to take out third spot. Obviously, being sick, it was a big ask, but I asked him and he was like, let's go for it. So the courageous effort got it to his knees, unfortunately couldn't lock it out. So Clay Smith finished 4th, and it was a fucking phenomenal performance in my eyes. Next we had Simon Stockton, again another first time competitor under the Epic banner. I've been working with Simon for about 8 weeks leading to this comp, so we didn't have too much time. It was really just about getting confidence in the bar, under the bar, and taking that into the platform. Dealing with some massive glute issues. We worked around it the best we could and got him to the platform in fighting form. So Simon Stockton finished with a 170 squat, narrowly missing his 182 for a 400-pound squat just on depth, and then benched 135 and pulled 175. This was a massive effort, again, leading into the prep, dealing with that glute pain and glute issues. It was a big ask, and he performed very, very well on the day. Next, we had Mitch, I hate doing accessories, McKinnon. This was one of the most unbelievable performances of the weekend for myself personally. As a coach, I was very proud seeing Mitch at the end, finishing second in the under 100 kilo class with a 700 total. First time totaling 700 kilos, which was massive. Squatted 280 for a 30 kilo comp PB, bench 145 for a 5 kilo PB, and then pulled 275. Now, this performance was awesome because it came down to the third deadlift. We needed 292 as a third to take out first spot. We put in 285 originally, and I was like, it's a big ask. But in classic Mitch McKinnon form, he is the most truest competitor there is. And I was like, look, we've walked away with 30 kilo total PB, it's all or nothing here, let's go for it. Backs himself and gets this deadlift to his knees in the most courageous deadlift I've seen. It was fucking unreal. Unfortunately, couldn't lock it out, got it over the knee. I mean, I was like, it's the easiest part, all you could do is bring your hips through. But, unfortunately couldn't lock it out, and then finished with second place. And a brilliant performance nonetheless with a 30 kilo comp PB, finishing second. So, unreal performance, Mitchie. Can't wait to do it again in push-pull. And then hopefully Nationals again next year. And then Sunday afternoon we had the fat lads, so all the big boys. We had 325 kilo lifters, and then the big dog himself, Luke Polly, put in a bid for the Triple Crown and GPC this year. First off the bat, we had Big Cam. This was Cam's first comp again, our first 3-lift comp actually, and it was freaking awesome to see. Again, we had 4 weeks coming off the back of his first novice comp of, I think it was push-pull here, and then we just Again, got him confident under the bar, just have a feel for the comp, see what the environment's like on the day, and he performed so bloody well. 170 kilo squat in sleeves, bench 132.5, and then pulled a massive 252.5 for a 2.5 kilo PB in a 3 lift comp. Previous best was 250 in the push pull. So it was a great performance and great first hit out on the platform, and hopefully see Cam back in GPC States next year. Next up, we had the hardest worker I've ever met in Trent McFadden. This guy's relentless. Like, I've many conversations with Trent about training too much in powerlifting, but somehow always gets the results. So Trent squatted a massive 700 pounds, 317.5 for a 7.5 kilo comp PB. Then goes and benches 155. We did have more in the tank there. Unfortunately, missed the press call on his 145. It happens, we moved on, nailed on the second, got 155 on the third for a massive subtotal PB. And then pull 300. Now the goal for myself and Trent going into this comp was to get two 300s on the board and finish with a massive total PB, which we did, 27.5 kilo PB, 772.5 total at the end of the day. Jason Pagan up next. Now, if you see Jace, you can ask him how many comps we've gone into with the goal of an 800 total, with the goal of pulling 300 kilo deadlift. And unfortunately, we've fallen short for just many reasons, for different reasons in the last couple of comps. This time, it all went to plan. Actually, no, it really didn't. Actually, it fucking did not go to plan. Fucking missed his second squat. It didn't go to plan. Had me heart racing. So we tried different things. Unfortunately, Jace did start a new job in this comp period, which caused him to fly in, fly out a little bit, which did interrupt his squat prep. So we left our last squat probably a little bit too long out for our liking. But on the day, we took an opener of 310, jumped straight to 325. Equal comp PB, missed it on his second, unfortunately. Came back on third, told him exactly what he did wrong, nailed it. Big sigh of relief from myself. Next, we go into bench 180 for another equal comp PB and for a giant subtotal PB now. And it all came down to the deadlift. We opened 275, and I said to Jace after that, I was like, whatever we need for an 800 total, we're taking on a second. Nails 295 for the 800 total. First goal ticked off. Next was a 300. Now the 300 deadlift has eluded Jace too many times for me to count. I don't even think I could count it on my fingers, I would run out. This time, it was just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and the moment was absolutely brilliant for both of us as coach and lifter. It's what we've been fighting for so long. Fucking nailed it on his third attempt and walked away with an 805 total and a 30 kilo comp PB. Could not be more proud. No shit PB from Jace Pagan, GPC Showdown. And then our final competitor of the day was Mr. Luke Big Dog Poley himself. An awesome environment for him to test a couple of things going into our next comp Big Dogs, which is actually next weekend. Came in, put in a bid for the Triple Crown. Obviously with the GPC Triple Crown, it has invited a few lifters back into the GPC fold as it was designed to do. And it was really exciting to see Luke back on the platform in a local comp. The support was unreal. It was great just to see him hit a massive deadlift at the end of the day. He finished with a 330 squat, 200 kilo bench. I think it was 200, yeah, it was 200 kilo bench and a 340 deadlift, which was equal to his, or 5 kilos less than his all-time PB as a second. So we played it pretty conservative. Obviously, he does have Big Dogs next weekend. With Luke, he always brings atmosphere, and it was great to see him get around every one of our lifters as well and support the local comp as well. So that's the GPC wrap-up. Obviously, big thanks to all the guys that helped me out that weekend. Clint, Kane, Johnny, Brock, Langatang. Couldn't do what I do without you guys, so it was a massive effort by all. Rebecca Waring and Carrie Ann Boyce as well, can't forget you two ladies of Epic. So that's GPC wrap up. Obviously next weekend we are in Melbourne for Pro Raw Big Dogs 3. The following weekend I'm actually in Perth for GPC Teen Junior Masters Nationals, and then the following weekend I am back in Melbourne for GPC Melbourne Cup with 2 lifters competing down there. So it's gonna be a big month ahead, October, but we are excited and shaping up for it, and hopefully give you another wrap up at the end of the month. Thanks guys.